This episode of New Jersey Living, we are going to make another return trip to a place near and dear to my heart, Jersey City. Jersey City is the hub of a lot of my business. I do a lot of business there. Much of my real estate career activity began right there in Jersey City. And of course, my team, if you've been following me for some time or you've worked with me before, you know, we cover a wide territory that expands well beyond Hudson County in general now. But this is something that we're going to take deep dive into the list of what I consider the best neighborhoods in downtown Jersey City. We're going to get some other areas of Jersey City as well. So we will get to the Heights. We will get into Greenville, the West Side, Journal Square. We're going to get to those areas as well. All right. Even Bergen Lafayette, of course. So we're going to take a few stops around as we cover the whole city because there's much to cover in Jersey City. There is just ongoing development and scales of boom that are happening. There's some that are full underway right now, particularly if you've been paying attention as to what's been happening in Journal Square. But as of right now, we're just going to focus downtown, and there are various neighborhoods in downtown. Today, we're going to get into one of my favorite locations downtown, and that is Paulus Hook. So be sure to watch until the end because you're going to want to see some of these recent properties that have sold, as well as some of the footage that we have of this beautiful summer leading into 2024 from the Marina area and just a general walk around of the Paulus Hook neighborhood. Hello, my name is Corey Jones, and I am a licensed real estate agent in New Jersey with Coldwell Banker, team leader of the New Jersey Living Group, and host of New Jersey Living, the podcast. My goal is to provide content like this to anyone interested in learning all things New Jersey. So whether it be the real estate market, dining scene, social events, and iconic locations, if you're interested in any of those things in New Jersey, this is the channel for you. So go ahead and click like, subscribe, notification bell to stay updated on content just like this that is coming your way. If you are someone outside of the area, not in the general region, or maybe even not in the country, like some of my previous clients who came in from international travels and we connected just right here. This was their introduction to New Jersey Living and to me, Corey Jones, right here on the YouTube channel. So you'll want to maybe click on the relocation guide that I have right here in the description of this YouTube episode. There's also a QR code that you can scan and get some insights on New Jersey and living here. There's also opportunities to book a one-to-one appointment with me. I have a Calendly link right here in the description as well. So you can book a call or a Zoom that we can connect, and I can see how I can best provide you with insights or even assist you directly with your needs as it pertains to real estate here in New Jersey. You're going to also notice, if you are a first-time viewer, I cover a lot of recent development in real estate market, but normally they are sold properties, making sure people can understand what is happening in the market, how long a property stayed on market, where was it listed at, where did it sell at, and that comes from looking at recent sales. Typically those were within the past 30 days. If you need some real updated content, and I know many people are looking on Zillow and they look online for a lot of different resources. If you look on my website, scroll down, there's information on current listings in general, and there's also neighborhood specific searches. So you can set up a search or just go to a community to search what's in that community in terms of active on the market properties that you can inquire about. So that opportunity is there, but we don't cover that in these episodes. Typically, we're going to talk about some recent sales. With the discussion of Paulus Hook and the broader conversation of best neighborhoods in downtown New Jersey, we are not going to follow my typical format of jumping into the big three. You can take a look at any of my previous Jersey City episodes where I combined a couple different areas of the city together. You'll get info on what I call the big three, and that's local train, school ratings, proximity to New York City. Obviously, we're talking Jersey City, so you already know the two, at least two of those three, that yes, there are trains going from Jersey City to New York, and Jersey City is directly across the Hudson from New York City. Paulus Hook is right there in sight, like line view, right, of the southern tip of Manhattan Financial District, Battery Park. We're not going to dive into that in this particular episode, but what we are going to dive into is the general neighborhood aesthetics, taking a look at some of the dining options that are in Paulus Hook, looking at some of the green spaces, the marina itself, and some properties that have recently sold. There's so much to love about Paulus Hook. I just love walking through the area because just the scene of itself. There's a couple scenes, and I'll dive into why and as we get along into this episode. But when we start off, we're going to be on the marina, but because you can be marina and you can be walking down some of these tree-lined streets, you can also be right along the waterfront edge looking over at the Statue of Liberty. There's just a lot to really love and enjoy about this location. So thanks again for joining. Let's dive into this now. So we're going to start our journey through Paulus Hook with some footage just of a walk along the riverfront walkway, just looking into Manhattan, looking over the Hudson into Manhattan. And there are, on this particular day, more than warm. It's a hot day with, you can see ferries going across over to Manhattan. There are people in jet skis that are just enjoying the weather, getting out onto the Hudson in general and just taking in some sights, enjoying themselves. This is a big reason why there's so much to love about Paulus Hook. You are very much within 3-4 blocks from being down either at the marina, and we'll get into some of that just a little later, but you're going to see some of that in a just short few minutes. But this is part of the appeal of Paulus Hook, is that marina style location that you're not finding anything like this in other parts of downtown Jersey City. All right, so you're going to be in Newport, which we'll have something on Newport coming up as well. Newport is along the waterfront, but are you seeing this scenic, lovely marina and Riverwalk in Paulus Hook? No, you're not. Another really nice feature about Paulus Hook, and I'm going to flash a couple still photos up here as well. There is a Korean War memorial located in Paulus Hook. I mean, I've been to a few. I've been to Washington, D.C. for memorials there, the Vietnam Memorial that's in Washington, D.C., and other memorials in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital and otherwise. But this is just a beautifully done and maintained, as best you're going to see in terms of a memorial for the Korean War, which is, you pick up some of the sentiment being there, walking around, doing some of the reading. It is kind of that forgotten war with, United States conflict through the millennia. This is certainly a memorable experience walking through this because the aesthetics of it, the design that they have on the walls themselves, along with names of fallen soldiers, with roots right here in Jersey City. It's pretty remarkable. It's worth visiting just to take a walk through. This is in line sight, although you may not see it in the video and stills that I have, but you have a view of Manhattan and can see Statue of Liberty from this location also. So this gives you, and there's also a park. So the memorial is directly adjacent to Morris Canal Park, which is a relatively smaller green space, but nonetheless, it's a green space that's right there along the waterfront in Paulus Hook. There's another General Nathaniel Greene Park, also closer to one of the light rail stations, just a little further in that direction as you walk towards the waterfront, towards the city. And taking in some footage here as we take a little bit more of a walk along the canal towards the marina. And again, you see people who are just enjoying the water. You see people walking along the boardwalk itself. This was a very, very warm, hot day, but it was perfect for someone who's looking to enjoy some time out on the Hudson. All right, so this is one of the appeals of Paulus Hook. We're going to jump into a few others as we take a look at some of the properties that have recently sold. So let's take a bit of a dive. We wanted to really feature the whole continuum of Paulus Hook ownership as it pertains to real estate. So we are looking at your condo selection to your high-end penthouse or kind of more like a townhome option in that neighborhood. You're getting definitely into premium budgets here, and that's generally the case for Jersey City. Paulus Hook is certainly going to fit the bill when it comes to that. So let's take a look at our first property now. Our first stop is going to be at 126 Dudley Street. This is unit 207. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo, square footage 729 square feet, priced at $699, sold at $665, 70 days on market. So when you see 70 days on market, if you've been seeing other content that I cover and you know that in the suburbs, these homes are moving anywhere from about 10, 15 days to maybe 30 days. It's not uncommon for condos particularly to be on the market a little longer in locations like downtown Jersey City and in some cases even in Hoboken. Part of that has to do with the volume. There tends to be a little bit more supply relative to the number of buyers that are seeking that specific type of property. So you think about this. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo. The list price was basically at $700,000. Now you think about your buyer pool. How big of a buyer pool do you have for a $700,000 1-bedroom condo relative to the volume of buyers who are looking for, say, a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, single-family home in the suburbs? So I think you see where I'm going here. So there's far more demand for that 4-bedroom, 2-bath, single-family home in the suburbs. There's more buyers out there. There's more traction. In the Jersey City market, like Hoboken market, is more about finding that specific buyer. And many of these are either coming internationally, and sometimes they're coming from New York City as well, because if they're looking for 729 square feet in Soho, right, or in Midtown Manhattan or the Upper West Side, wherever it is in Manhattan, particularly downtown Brooklyn, entirely different price point than $700,000. Okay, so it's usually looking for a specific type of buyer that translates to being on the market a bit longer than a single family home priced the same in the suburbs. So this was on the market 70 days. It sold below ask at $665. All right, and we're gonna flash some photos just to be able to see the general condition of the unit. Once we flash photos, we'll flash up on the map as well, just to give an idea of where it lies within Paulus Hook. Because in Paulus Hook, you're going to be in many locations a reasonable walk to Grove Street Path if you want to take the PATH train. Definitely within very convenient proximity to the light rail that runs through Paulus Hook. Then it curves around to Exchange Place eventually, where you can get the path to either World Trade or into Jersey City and Newark. So this right here is our really bargain level buy for Paulus Hook. So we're going to take a next step to another property as we escalate our way up the scale in the marketplace and take in some more footage in between. And we're going to jump to one of the dining scenes as we go from this property to another. So I'll jump back in for our next stop. As we make our way off of the waterfront in the marina area, we take a stop at Amelia's Bistro. And this is a place that actually been on one television show, one of the kind of, reality dating game kind of TV shows I know that I've seen where the couple dined here. So just aesthetically, a very nice, as you look at some of the photos and walking footage, we're going to flash up Yelp. You'll see the reviews here as well, some interior photos. The aesthetic, very nice. There's nice outdoor dining, seating areas. You get to take a look down whichever angle you have of looking down the street. It's a beautiful scene to just look at the cobblestone kind of road where the light rail runs up and down, the tree-lined streets of either, condo buildings or, in some case, some brownstones. It's a really, really beautiful aesthetic. So this, I have not dined at Amelia's specifically. I will provide some feedback once I have. And, who knows, maybe we have a New Jersey living encounter there and they choose to join us on maybe a podcast or something moving forward. I love to promote Jersey business. My goal here is to really elevate and promote, not to critique. So anybody out there from a business standpoint that look to collaborate to provide greater insight to our viewers, I'm all in. All right, so this is one of a couple stops. There's specifically one other one I want to feature along the way, but I wanted to make sure I give a plug right here for Amelia's, being that I have seen it and I can commend the general aesthetic and location for this particular restaurant. Our second stop, as we start to climb the scale a little bit of the properties that we are previewing for our Paulus Hook neighborhood episode, is going to be 149 Essex Street, Unit 2V. This is a 2-bedroom, 2 full bath unit that listed at $899, sold at $950, and 15 days on market. So square footage in this situation was over 1,000 square feet, 1,070, which is a very comfortable size 2-bedroom unit. So that's whether you're in Jersey City or if you're in Hoboken. Over 1,000 for a 2-bedroom unit is a very comfortable size for a unit. This one, we'll take a look at some interior footage here. Demand was there, right? So, and sometimes demand doesn't mean that there were like 15 people lined up, but it definitely meant that it was very attractive to at least one buyer that they wanted to move forward pretty much immediately. We'll flash up there as well where this fell in the Paulus Hook neighborhood, the Essex Street. I mean, I really like that street as well. Just a beautiful block to walk up and down. It would be something to take in to be able to step out your door every day to view that, particularly in the summer and fall and even spring months where you have the opportunity to see all the green that's there during those seasons. So it's pretty spectacular in my opinion. So this one again did not last very long. We're gonna skip over to our next stop, taking a little bit more road footage there as well, and feature another restaurant. Actually, the unit is almost next door that we're gonna stop at next, but I wanna feature another stop that is a common, very popular spot for those that are looking for coffee, breakfast, brunch. This is a hot spot in Paulus Hook. So our next stop is Sam AM. This is a very, very popular brunch cafe spot right in the heart of Paulus Hook. Every time I go by there, I'm normally filming and there is pretty much a heavy crowd in there. Done some seafood down the block from here, but not this particular location. If you've been, by all means, drop some reviews and some comments right here in the section, and any other spots in Paulus Hook that you would give a recommendation. I've dined, I want to say 2, if not 3 places in the Paulus Hook neighborhood, and I've not been disappointed anywhere I've been to dine down there. But yeah, do leave some comment. So we're going to flash up the Yelp reviews here as well. But this is certainly a spot anytime on the weekend. It's going to be high volume in the morning, and I believe they do close up shop like mid-afternoon. I'll take a quick peek to see if they have the hours. Yeah, it's pretty much either 2:30 or 3:30 depending on the day. So they're not extending too far beyond that time frame, because it is, at the end of the day, is breakfast and brunch. All right, so thing to take note of if you're in the area. Again, another spot that hopefully we can maybe get something of a feature, whether it be podcast or an episode, to get some of this Sam AM people to give a few additional insights, an insider's view, if you will. That would be very much welcome. All right, so let's take a look at our next Paulus Hook property. Next property is at 140 Essex Street. This is another 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit, a little larger, not substantially, but 1,164 square feet, priced at $1.16 million, sold at $1.217 million, 5 days on market. Take a look at some of these photos, you see why. All right, you see these tall ceilings, you see natural light coming in, you see upgraded kitchen, you see amenities that definitely translate to high interest and demand. So yeah, this is a case in point that it's not always the case where because something is condo, it's going to sit for some time. But yes, this is something that moved very, very quickly and can't beat location. Now, again, I'm just a fan of Essex Street, and not too many streets I'm not a fan of in Paulus Hook. But yeah, this is a classic case of demand spelling out to a quick sale and transition. So we're gonna take a look at a little bit more of our walking footage in the neighborhood. Take that in as we approach our final stop. Final stop is something to behold. This is 108 Morris Street. It is a 3-bedroom, 2 full bath unit that is 1,580 square feet. And there's also a rooftop terrace, over 1,000 square feet of rooftop terrace. And yes, this is, we're gonna flash through some photos so you can just take it in yourself of the unit itself, and yeah, the featured amenities that came along with it. This was listed at 1.59 million, sold at 1.6 million, 5 days on market. Impressive property. This is when you start to get towards that higher end of the scale in Paulus Hook, but from again, just the location, the aesthetics of the location, the convenience to get to the city, all these things are going to factor in. Another thing is worth pointing out that elementary school for the neighborhood, which is Braddock, is a very, very highly rated blue ribbon school, high performing school, highest performing elementary school in Jersey City. So families that are there with younger children often will utilize that local neighborhood school for their children from grades K to 5. Once it goes beyond grade 5, it gets into middle school. So families make a decision at that point as to what they want to do in terms of the next step, because the middle school doesn't carry the same type of high rating that elementary does. But this is, just a spectacular property and a phenomenal location. For these reasons that we're taking a look at with some of the footage and some of the dining locations, some of them I didn't mention directly here, but you've seen with the footage that have been included in this particular episode. Take into account too that when each of these, we're flashing up HOAs, we're flashing up taxes, those things that you're gonna factor in as well if this is something that you're interested in looking into in terms of the general market. So with that being said, be sure to click like, subscribe, notification bell, and reach out to me directly. Again, I have a Calendly link right here in the description if you are looking for specific inventory. These are all solds, I know. Go to the website. All right, go to my website. There's a Jersey City neighborhood link there that you can click there. You can always set up searches that will give you very much updated information on what's current and active in the market, because not all online information gives you most up-to-date information about available inventory. So thank you again for watching this. Stay tuned. We have more neighborhoods just in downtown to hit. So we're going to get through various neighborhoods in downtown Jersey City and then expand that out to the other sections of Jersey City as well, featuring best neighborhoods. And we're going to hopefully be able to get a lot of community input here. So give some insights, give some preferences, whether it be dining or just special events that are either upcoming or have taken place. Would love to get some of that feedback here on the channel for people to engage and get insights if they're maybe looking from an area outside of New Jersey, and they can get some firsthand experiences. So thank you again for joining, and stay tuned to New Jersey Living. I'll see you next week.